All right, I am back again, and this is the final debate day, and I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. A running list. Uh, I hit the tweeter up this morning, early, and I saw tweets from Scott Adams stating his slaughter meter was 100%, which means he's predicting 100% slaughter for Trump is going to slaughter Biden. And I was like, what did I miss? So I went and I did a search, Google search for Joe Biden. Here's what is very interesting. The top search results were all about a speech Obama gave yesterday at an event, a Biden event, in which Biden was not even there because he's been holed up in his basement. It's like a week and a half before the election. If your candidate is holed up in his basement and the top search results when your candidate's name is searched for is someone who's not even running, you've got some serious issues there as far as the relevancy of your candidate. Plain and simple to the point. Especially when things like age, cognitive decline, and things like that have been called into question, and your candidate is buried under the basement while the opponent is doing multiple large events a day, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. Especially since the candidate went underground when his son got busted with a whole lot of emails. And apparently there's been part of why the slaughter meter went up to 100% was apparently a couple of, or now I think it's 2 associates of Hunter Biden have now come out and said, yes, those emails, they're not disinformation, they're legit. And the big guy was Joe Biden. Oh man, alive. Week and a half before the election, you find out that the fraudulent stuff they tried to pin to superimpose on Trump, to transfer, I guess, onto Trump. No, it was Biden that did that. That's what they are saying. Ain't that just so funny? And the fact of the matter is, this probably would not be as big of a deal as it is. Not at all. It wouldn't be as anywhere near as big of a deal as it is. If your Twitter and your Facebook had had gone ahead and not censored it. Because a lot of the big news media were censoring it, not covering it. But when Twitter and Facebook started censoring it, the uproar was so great. There was no choice. The media's hand got pushed in that direction where now they are talking about it and they are saying it is a deal. Especially when, it's just more the better. For example, it's been announced the CEO of Twitter and Facebook now get to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Yeah, they just got subpoenaed. The Zuck got zucked. And it's amazing. That is amazing to hear. they will have an opportunity to have their voice, or be called on the carpet for their crap. And speaking of the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Democrats walked out in protest, put up pictures of people saved by the Affordable Care Act, I think it was, something to that effect. Yeah, ain't it just so fun? So what happened was the Republicans went ahead and met and unanimously passed to move Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation forward for full vote. Now you may think the news would be that they boycotted. No. That is, I'm willing to wager that is getting overlooked. Yes, it's being overlooked in favor of. The vote was unanimous to move forward. That's what a lot of people are hearing. Now, there are some reports that Biden has come out, like literally in the last 20 minutes or so, that Biden has come out and he said he supports not only packing the Supreme Court, but a complete overhaul of the judicial system. Great. Everyone's been talking about that because Biden has done a good job of screwing that up. Literally. He's co-authored several of the bills that screwed it up. But the fact of the matter is, it took him weeks to get to that point of stating what his opinion was. After internal polling said what to say or do. After he literally said, no, people do not deserve to know his stance. He literally said it. Please look it up. The fact of the matter is, his hand is forced, but that is a disqualifier. The fact that it took him so long, the fact that he had that snooty opinion of no one deserves to know my answer. The only reason he is providing an answer now is he caught flack for it. No one cares about that. Everyone right now is focused on Hunter Biden and these revelations. And they're wanting to crucify him. There are people wanting to crucify him over this. You cannot tell me the Democrats are not worried. If you hide your candidate in his basement and roll out someone, the previous president under your party, to do the speeches instead, that is a sign of them being worried. That's damage control. Joe Biden is irrelevant. He's solely and wholly running on the grounds of, I'm not Trump. And I don't know if it will be enough at this point. The last thing, well, I had a couple things I want to talk about. One, I was going to say the last thing, but I did see a report where the coronavirus death rates have gone down. I think they said they've decreased by like 18% or something. That's actually kind of interesting. I'm very interested to see why they think that is. Is it because the treatment is getting better, we're getting better at detecting it, or is it becoming a little less lethal? Because I know that was one of the things in the summer they were talking about the mutations, and it was becoming less lethal. So I am interested in that. And the last thing I want to talk about is Derek Chauvin. You remember him, Minneapolis, Minnesota? They just announced the third-degree murder charge is being dropped. Now, he's still got like second-degree murder and some other manslaughter or something other, and a few other charges that they're still pursuing. It's very interesting that one of the quite possibly easier charges that they could have pursued, the easier to prosecute charges, they dropped. I find that kind of interesting. About the only one that would be easier would really be the manslaughter, and I don't know if they're going to wind up going forward with that one. I wouldn't be surprised if he walks. Just wait and see. We'll wait to see if I get to say I told you so on that one too. But there's a lot of things going down. I don't even know if this is the end of October surprise that we're seeing. That's the big thing. I mean, pictures with Hunter Biden with underage women, that's been turned over to police. That's pretty damning. Coming multiple sources who were in the know stating yes, Joe Biden was in the thick with Hunter Biden's dealings. That's extremely damning. That's quite possibly criminal. Talk about quid pro quo. The fact that Joe Biden had to go in hiding over this, that he couldn't roll with the punches, that puts him as being weak. That's not a good image to have. But lastly, the fact that you have pretty much verified that news media and social media are actively trying to cover for Biden and make him look better than he is, you have validated some of the things Trump has been saying all along. You made the crazy crackpot, the man who looks like the crazy crackhead, out to be reasonable and sane. Meanwhile, the person you've been working to make seem reasonable and sane may be taken down by a crackhead. Let that sink in. Like I said, I'll have some links down in the description. I'm going to get off here. Let me know what you think. Things are getting crazy in the show of the year 2020, aren't they? Later.